Welcome to InFocus Town Talk. We are very pleased to have Keith Hickey, who is the Town Administrator for the Town of Kingston. Welcome, Keith.
Thank you very much.
First time we've had you on set.
It is. Very exciting times.
It's wonderful to have you in studio and not on a screen. I'm so pleased to have you in person.
Well, happy to do it.
Lots to talk about. Obviously, what's on everybody's mind is the variant in COVID, and we thought we were headed down one trail, and we seem to have taken a little backslide.
Yeah, just when
What's going on?
Just when you thought you were out, they drag you back in,
Yep.
right? You know, we've had an upswing like everybody has in the county and in the state and I guess nationwide. So the Board of Health is meeting this coming Monday night to have some discussions about future protocol. Right now in the town of Kingston, you know, we're following the CDC guidelines. If you aren't vaccinated, please wear your mask inside and out. If you're compromised, we ask you to wear a mask. Or if you're in situations that you know, that would potentially lead to a higher chance of getting, you know, COVID, wear a mask. But we aren't wearing masks for those who are vaccinated. We are not asking anybody to wear masks at this time, but that's a fluid situation. We'll deal with that as it comes.
Okay. And the other thing I think a lot of people are concerned with is not necessarily them, but they might live with someone like kids under 12.
Sure.
Who can't get vaccinated
Right
right now, or maybe they constantly see parents who are, you know, they're a little bit more compromised. So, yeah, it's common sense. And right now, so you're following the CDC guidelines.
We are.
Now, what about the schools? Because all the schools are very different in our four towns that we cover. What is Kingston doing right now as far as masking and distancing and stuff for September?
Sure. So the Kingston School Committee is meeting next Tuesday evening, the 10th of August, at 5 o'clock, and I know that one of their topics of discussion is going to be what do we do for school opening later on that month. So I think they'll try to at least make some headway next Tuesday night. Whether the final decision's made at that point or not, I'm not sure.
Right. And the fact that guidance changes so frequently from the national level and even from the state level, how much of a challenge is it to actually keep up with trusted sources on your information for how you could then make your mandates?
Well, the Board of Health has said now for quite some time that they want to follow you know, the state of Massachusetts and what Governor Baker is recommending for protocols. So, you know, there's a lot of discussion out there from different sources, but I think the Board of Health has done a really good job at just saying, well, we're going to follow the state of Massachusetts and whatever they recommend. So we're listening to one source at this point. It's been, I think, overall pretty successful for Kingston over the last 12 to 18 months. So I think we'll continue to do that.
Okay. And you'll change as you need to.
Absolutely.
Okay, and now there's a vaccination clinic at Kingston Intermediate, August 14th and 15th, which is next weekend.
Yeah,
not this weekend.
The second of two vaccination clinics at the intermediate school. We had one a couple of weeks ago. We had, I think it was 58 people come in and get vaccinated. So, you know, it's timely, I guess, to have this because unfortunately we've got this upswing in COVID. So. You know, anybody over the age of 12 or 12 and up can go in from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. It's free.
Is it just Kingston residents?
No, it's anybody.
Anybody, okay.
Sure.
Super.
So if anybody wants to go in, I think they can walk in, or you can also go online at the state vaccination sign up.
It shows
site.
all the places.
It shows all the places. That'll be one of them, and you can sign up and make an appointment if you prefer to do that.
Great. Do you know if it's Moderna or Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It probably is on the website.
I'm sure that it is.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, let's move on to other things in Kingston. Your recreation department is very active. Can you talk to me what they're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Recreation Commission's done a great job. You know, they have some movies at Grace Beach that they've been showing. They had another one, I think it was last night or Wednesday night. So those are ongoing still. So if people are interested in getting out, watching a movie, sitting on the grass at Grace Beach, we'd love to have you come down. There's also you know, the Recreation Department itself has their summer day camp program. We're closed down for a couple of weeks because one child tested positive for COVID. So we took the appropriate actions quickly, and it's unfortunate. I'm sure it disrupted a number of families who were relying on the recreation program to watch their kids for that 2-week period, and that's unfortunate. But we just ended up having that one case. The recreation programs open back up again.
Great.
So they're up and running, and the kids are having a blast outside. Obviously, Grays Beach is getting more and more popular, which is great.
Sure.
So we're happy about that as well. So the recreation department continues to do an amazing job.
Yeah, they kick it. They really do.
They really do.
And now, Grays Beach, do you have to have a sticker to go there, to park there?
Yeah, you're supposed to have a decal. We candidly only have somebody there right now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if you have to have either a transfer station decal or a Grays Beach decal to park there at any time. But for those who may not have one, you know, they can, if they wanted to go in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Honestly, there's nobody there checking them, so
Okay.
you can certainly take advantage of it then.
So can anybody go to Grays Beach?
Anybody.
Okay, that's wonderful. And you just recently had National Night Out.
We
Can
did.
you talk a little bit about that? Because that is such a wonderful event.
It was great. You know, the Kingston Police Department did a tremendous job overall hosting that event. We had a number of communities who helped us participate. The fire department, Kingston Fire Department, as well as area fire departments were there to show off some of their equipment. The county of Plymouth was there with their horses, the jet skis, some of the boats that they have. The police department was fantastic in showing off what they do, and having a lot of their officers there on their own time, wanting to get to know some of the residents in Kingston. So it was a great event, and very well received, very well attended, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, can't say enough about the job that the police department did.
Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, you have a new library director.
We do.
How lucky are you that you found one that quickly?
We are. Library directors are tough to find.
They are.
And we found a library director that you know, is certified by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and he starts on Monday, and will be introduced to the Board of Selectmen Tuesday evening at their board meeting. We're thrilled to have somebody of his capabilities come on to our staff, and we're looking forward to him helping the library board to trustees to you know, bring the library to the next level in the future. And
your library is pretty robust.
It is.
I mean, the online things that were available for the past 18 months in the Kingston Public Library is just pretty amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's great. Unfortunately, with the COVID situation, we were able to find alternative ways to provide you know, library services to the public, and some of those services will probably continue. Whether it be curbside or things of that nature. So you know, the library again stood up and took on the challenge. I think we're very, very successful over the last 18 months, and
they did
I'm sure that will continue.
Perfect. Town meeting is going to be Tuesday, November 16th. Is it going to be, tentatively, it's going to be at Kingston Intermediate, where we've always had your town meetings. Okay. And unless something changes, that's where it will be.
Yep.
Okay. A couple things that are on the warrant, possibly a warrant article to sell the old fire station at 10 Maple Street.
Yeah, the Board of Selectmen is going to discuss that this coming Tuesday night for a couple of reasons. One, you know, honestly, we have had this property for a number of years. It's being used right now as cold storage. It's a piece of property that's surplus, and that property, along with potentially some other ones in the future, we may be looking to sell and get back in the tax rolls and potentially redeveloped, or have the existing building removed anyways. The property is contaminated with subsurface contamination from chemicals that were used by the company who was there before the fire department, and then I think the fire department added to that contamination with some of the things that they used to do that were admissible back then. There is a developer who owns property around the former town fire station that will be going to the planning board with some over 55 housing at some point in the future. And you know, they have reached out to us to see if we have any interest in selling it. They've indicated that they can develop their property one way or another, whether they have it or not. At this point, I think it's more of a marketing tool to not have what the first thing you see as you pull up to their doorfront be a former fire station that's kind of been left in disrepair. So we would, go out to bid probably on that property, and the highest bidder would take it as is. So
right.
We're going to start that conversation Tuesday night. If the board chooses not to sell it, then we won't, but it's something I think we should at least talk about.
Right. And Kingston, as well as other towns, I know Pembroke has the same issue going on. There's a lot of properties that developers want to develop, like the Nook, Winthrop Street, where you can completely understand both sides of this issue.
Sure.
Developers have the right, property owners have the right to sell and develop if they're following the guidelines and the laws.
Sure.
People have put a lot of money into their homes. They're staying in their homes more. They like their neighborhoods the way they are, and they don't necessarily want things changed. As a town administrator, that must be a really tough circle to square.
It is. It's a challenge. Again, property owners have rights, both the developers and the current property owners. The planning board, the zoning board have brought forward town codes and bylaws that they bring forward to the town meeting for consideration, and the voters ultimately approve whatever those bylaws are going to be. And it's the planning board, zoning board's responsibility to administer those bylaws. In each situation where a developer comes in, whether it be a single-family home or some sort of commercial development.
Right.
We've had some properties where, to your point, they're becoming pretty emotional. Winthrop Street, the residents up there didn't want to see some sort of a development on the 46 acres that's been out there for a number of years. Because it was in conservation, the current owners had to offer it to the town first, and right now, the town has been able to hold off on making a final decision because of some of the COVID situations that were occurring.
Right.
Those timelines are now back in effect, so the Board of Selectmen will be having a conversation about whether or not to exercise the right of first refusal in September. And
that goes to the voters, right?
If they exercise the right of first refusal, and I don't want to hurt anybody, fast forward too much, but I think they will, and it'll be on the town meeting warrant in November to decide whether or not they'd like to see the town
purchase that land.
Purchase that property for $800,000 using a variety of funding sources potentially.
Okay. All right, so we'll more to follow on that one.
Absolutely.
Okay. Update on the Amazon. It's done, right?
It's done.
The Amazon's done. Any feedback, pro or negative?
Honestly, no. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're not really up and running yet. So there hasn't been a tremendous amount of traffic going in and out of the property. So until they're up and running, and people have to deal with whatever traffic that the Amazon facility generates, I don't think there's really hasn't been an issue at this point.
Okay.
But we'll know better once they're up and running. And
do you know what the timeline is on that?
They haven't indicated to us, when that's going to be. But I can only imagine that with a facility as expensive as that one, it should be sometime in the near future.
I know. I pass that on the way to work here every day, and I noticed the big electric vans they have, the big Amazon vans that come out 5, 6, 7 in a row. But that's all I've seen. I haven't seen like constant barrage of traffic. So we'll see.
Yep.
And the last thing is the update on the Kingston Collection. Again, I pass that every day, and it's going up.
Yep.
It's going to be apartments.
Yeah, there's just over 200 apartments that'll be constructed there. They're finally moving forward. I think they had some issues with delivery of materials, but they have the materials they need now, and they are really moving along. So, again, should be another opportunity for people to find housing in Kingston that may be having a tough time finding it now. Right.
And anything else that you know on that's going on in the Kingston Collection?
My understanding, excuse me, is that there are a few stores that are looking to move into the collection, which is great news, and try to revitalize that a bit and get that a little bit more filled, so people are more attracted to get there rather than just going to Target and Macy's.
Right. It's a great location.
It really is.
It's so easy to get in and out of. Tons of parking. I noticed right now there's a carnival going on there, which is nice.
Sure is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, until next month.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Okay. This has been Keith Hickey, and this has been Town Talk.